Infidelity accusations, a surprise run-in, and career envy. Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan had ups and downs, but what was, or who was, the ultimate reason for their divorce? After originally meeting on the set of 1987 sci-fi comedy Inner Space, Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan started dating after reuniting for the 1988 movie DOA. However, the couple's plans to wed in 1990 were put on hold when Quaid admitted to Ryan that he'd been taking drugs on a regular basis. Quaid told the Sunday Mercury in 1999, "I was addicted to cocaine and Meg didn't know it. That's how good an addict is at hiding his problem. Because we were going to get married and I was tired of living that way, I decided she should know." He went to rehab in 1990, and the couple postponed their wedding until the following year, tying the knot on Valentine's Day. During a 2018 interview with the Sunday Times, Quaid was frank about his excessive drug use during the 1980s, telling the publication, "I would do coke and I would use alcohol to come down." As for how he finally managed to get sober, Quaid recalled having a spiritual epiphany of sorts, which convinced him to finally attend rehab. "I had one of those white light experiences where I saw myself being dead and losing everything I had worked for my whole life." For her part, and following Quaid's journey towards sobriety, Ryan told the New York Times Magazine of portraying someone struggling with alcoholism in 1994's When a Man Loves a Woman. "It gave me empathy. It was a cathartic role." When Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan started dating, he was arguably the more recognizable star, having appeared in films such as 1983's The Right Stuff and Jaws 3D. However, that all changed during the late 1980s and 1990s, when Ryan became known for successful romantic comedies like 1989's When Harry Met Sally, 1993's Sleepless in Seattle, and 1998's You've Got Mail. As a result, the couple found themselves dealing with an ever-changing relationship dynamic, with Ryan quickly becoming the more famous of the two. Quaid told the Today Show in 2018, "When we met, I was the big deal, and then my career came to a halt."
We go out on the streets of New York, it would be like, "Meg, Meg," And I have to admit it, I actually did feel like I disappeared.
Though he added that he learned from that experience, it remains unclear whether or not Ryan's fame played a direct role in the ultimate demise of the couple's marriage. However, it is clear Quaid was certainly impacted by the shifting balance of showbiz power. After tying the knot on Valentine's Day in 1991, Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid welcomed their son, Jack Quaid, on April 24, 1992. For many years after, Ryan and Quaid appeared to be one of Hollywood's most solid couples. But that all changed in June 2000, when the pair revealed their shocking separation after 9 years of marriage and 12 years together. However, according to Ryan, their union actually ended long before they finally announced the news to the press. Months after it was reported that she had started dating her Proof of Life co-star Russell Crowe, Ryan addressed the demise of her relationship with her ex-husband. Sort of. She told W Magazine in October 2000, "My marriage and the disillusion of my marriage, well, the real reasons for it will always be speculation, because I'll never talk about what went down, and neither will Dennis. It dissolved before it became sport for the press. The public and the press tuned in way after." In the summer of 2000, tabloid photos emerged of Russell Crowe and Meg Ryan looking extremely close on the set of the movie Proof of Life. Rumors quickly started to swirl regarding the nature of their relationship, especially since Ryan and Dennis Quaid had only announced their separation that June. When the two went public with their burgeoning romance that July, it led many to question whether Crowe was instrumental in the breakdown of the Hollywood couple's marriage. But according to Ryan herself, that most definitely wasn't the case. Their relationship would only last a matter of months, coming to an end by that December. And in her 2008 interview with InStyle, Ryan defended her ex-boyfriend and former co-star, saying, "I think he took a big hit, but Russell didn't break up the marriage. He was definitely there at the end, but it wasn't his fault." While Ryan made it sound as though Crowe was present for at least some of the demise of her relationship with Quaid, she staunchly defended the Gladiator star from criticism. As she told InStyle, "I was a mess. I hurt him too at the end. I couldn't be in another long relationship. It wasn't the time for that, so I got out." While the timeline of events has remained a little unclear, Ryan has made sure everyone knows that Crowe was not to blame for her divorce from Quaid. While rumors about Meg Ryan's romance with Russell Crowe quickly gathered steam, the hanging up star defended her soon-to-be ex-husband from allegations of infidelity. While speaking to W Magazine months after the divorce filing, Ryan asserted, neither of us, me nor Dennis, is cavalier about the breakup. We both behaved very honorably in our marriage and in our breakup. He never cheated on me. I can't believe they're saying that about him. During the interview, Ryan continually defended Quaid and reinforced the idea that there was no one else involved in their breakup, even calling him an honorable man. She added, "The reasons we broke up have nothing to do with another person. My marriage was broken. Nobody else broke it up." That's true. Noting that both she and Quaid agreed on that fact, the star added, "What anybody else thinks, I have no control over." At the time, Ryan's words suggested that her split from Quaid was amicable and that neither party had strayed from the marriage before it ended. Meg Ryan later changed her story regarding her marriage to Dennis Quaid and whether anyone cheated. The first hints of this came during a 2006 interview with Oprah Winfrey.
It was a very unhealthy marriage, and it was pretty much not a happening marriage for a very long time. I probably should have left much earlier.
That wasn't the end of Ryan's comments on her failed relationship with Quaid either. During a 2008 interview with InStyle, Ryan expanded on why the marriage wasn't healthy, alleging, "Dennis was not faithful to me for a long time, and that was very painful. I found out more about that once I was divorced." While the What Happens Later star didn't elaborate on her cheating claims to InStyle or elsewhere, her words clearly hit a nerve with her ex-husband. Responding to Ryan's claims, Quaid told the New York Daily News shortly after, "It was 8 years ago, and I find it unbelievable that Meg continues publicly to rehash and rewrite the story of our relationship." While the veracity of Ryan's infidelity claims have remained unverified, it would seem that there are many factors in the breakdown of the couple's marriage. Regardless of whether or not their divorce was a long time coming, Dennis Quaid has been outspoken about the pain caused by his separation from Meg Ryan. During an interview with W Magazine in July 2001, the same month their divorce was finalized, Quaid revealed that his split from the Sleepless in Seattle star kicked off a period of self-reflection and mourning. "I got through shock, depression, anger, all the rest of that stuff. When you break up, your whole identity is shattered. That's why it is like death. It is death." Expanding on the painful divorce, Quaid surmised to the outlet that the only thing more difficult than the end of a marriage would be losing a child. "I just sat there and went through it, but I'm glad I did because I think it helped me get over it." And ultimately, because Quaid and Ryan continued to co-parent their young son Jack, the former couple had to find a way to communicate with one another amicably. As Quaid explained, that likely wouldn't have been the case had they not had any children together, but they were both thankfully able to overcome their differences for Jack's sake.
I'm grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to be alive really every day. You know, I think it's important to really enjoy your ride.
Although Meg Ryan claimed that Russell Crowe had nothing to do with her divorce, Dennis Quaid would later seemingly suggest otherwise. In a 2004 interview with The Mirror, Quaid opened up about an unexpected run-in with the LA Confidential star, saying, "I think he was a bit surprised when I thanked him, but looking back over the past 2 years, I think Russell did Meg and I a big favor. He forced us to face up to something because we were clinging on to a dead relationship." While Quaid didn't explicitly say that there was any infidelity on Ryan and Crowe's part, it seems his ex-wife's short-lived romance with her proof-of-life co-star was an important factor in the breakdown of their marriage. Revisiting the difficult period of time after his relationship with Ryan ended, Quaid told the outlet, "I felt hurt and humiliated, of course, when Meg left me for Russell, but we hadn't been getting along for quite some time. Before Crowe came on the scene, we knew our marriage wasn't going to last." While this last sentiment confirmed Ryan's admission that the divorce was inevitable, Quaid appeared to directly contradict part of his ex's version of events when he provocatively noted, "No one likes to see his wife run off with another man." Time is a great healer, it would seem, particularly in the case of Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid's split. Although the breakup was clearly painful for both when it first occurred, the former couple appeared to forge a friendship after their split. In fact, Quaid has spoken quite highly of the City of Angels star, suggesting that there's no bad blood between them whatsoever. During his 2004 interview with The Mirror, the actor reflected on life after the divorce, saying, "We're friends again now. We both realize that we're happier without each other. I've become a new man in many ways. Meg has become a new woman, and I think we're both better human beings." During a 2019 interview with the Irish Independent, Quaid continued to sing his ex-wife's praises, stating, "Sure, I still love her. I'm very fond of her, and we have a lot of fun. We spent 13 good years together. We had a kid together, and we shared so much. She made my life."
He had a video camera in his hand when he was like 4 years old, making his own videos and stuff. And it was just a natural thing that he did.
Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid's son, Jack Quaid, has followed in his parents' footsteps by forging a successful acting career of his own. In fact, Jack has been garnering fans in movies like 2022's Scream and 2023's Oppenheimer, as well as on the TV show The Boys. While Ryan and Dennis were able to maintain a civil relationship for the sake of their son, it would seem that Jack was still understandably impacted by his parents' divorce, as he was just 8 years old when the famous couple announced their 2000 separation. Speaking on the Allegedly with Theo Vaughn and Matthew Cole Weiss podcast in 2016, Jack said, "It's one of those weird ages for your parents to get divorced. You're old enough to know what's going on, but young enough to be kind of naive about it. It's a whole deal." Jack also addressed the difficulties he faced growing up with two very famous parents, which included experiencing additional pain on account of tabloid culture regarding their split. He explained, "It's hard to ignore when you're at a grocery store and you're checking out and you look at magazines, and there's a photo of them with a little paper rip graphic between them. It's a hard deal." If you or anyone you know needs help with addiction issues, help is available. Visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP 4357.